Yeah, you can ask me whatever you want to ask.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. So this
Yeah.
is my team. My name is Ans Rose, and here Raghav Mittal, Unnati Agarwal, Rashi Raknani, and Krish Gar. We are from Christ Dean to be University, Delhi, NCR.
Okay.
We just want a basic profile of you. So, what is your name and educational background?
So my name is Rabab Zaidi. I work with Info Edge India Limited. It's a listed company. It's listed on BSE and NSE, both stock exchanges. And I work there as my designation over there is assistant principal manager. So basically, I assist the group company secretary in handling all the compliances of the company pertaining to the SEBI regulations and the Companies Act.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. And how many years of experience do you have in this field?
I started my career as an intern in 2014. So it's going to be around 10 years in 2024. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is of Raghav Mittal. So he's going to ask the question.
Okay. Hi, Raghav.
Ma'am, I just want to know the meeting. What is the procedure involved in like steps involved in preparing for a board meeting or an AGM?
Okay. Okay. So first, I'll let you know about the procedure for suppose convening a board meeting. So if you have to like convene a board meeting, suppose it's a quarterly board meeting which has been convened to approve the quarterly financial results of the company. So for that, you have to give some prior intimations to the stock exchanges also. Like 5 days before the meeting, you have to inform the exchanges that we are going to convene a board meeting on so and so date on which we intend to approve the financial results of the company. And then before 7 days before the meeting, we have to send the agenda to the board members. So the agenda of the meeting includes all the like the minutes of the previous meetings and the discussion some points on which the board has decided to discuss on the next meeting. So and the results are to be circulated to the board for approval. And there are many other papers also which are to be like prepared for the board, like the attendance registers and many other annexures to the agenda. Suppose if there are some items arising out of the previous meeting or any dividend has to be declared on the next meeting, then we have to calculate the rate of dividend and all and place the necessary documents before the board for approval and get the audit done before the meeting. So there are many audits done, like the internal audit, statutory audit, tax secretarial audit. So we have to place all these reports before the board. So basically we have to compile all these documents and keep the stock exchanges informed about the board meeting, and then we conduct this board meeting. And then after the board meeting also we have to give many intimations to the stock exchanges. There are some filings which are to be made within 30 minutes of the board meeting. So the results are to be filed within 30 minutes of the conclusion of the board meeting. And suppose if there is any appointment is made at the board meeting of any maybe any director, so that also is required to be intimated. So these are the major compliances. And then if you're talking about the annual general meeting, then annual general meeting, it's a very big event because many shareholders, like in InfoEdge we have around 3 lakh shareholders. So it's a public event, so there are many compliances. Suppose it's an annual general meeting, so the annual financials are approved at that meeting. So before 25 days of the meeting we have to send the annual report to all the shareholders. We have to ensure that it's circulated. So nowadays what is happening that SEBI has given certain exemptions after the COVID, that we are not circulating the physical copy of the annual report, but we are sending the e-copies. So before 25 days of the meeting we send the annual report to all the shareholders, to the auditors. And then we have to hire some vendor for convening the AGM through audiovisual means, because since due to COVID and other restrictions, after that this exemptions are applicable. So we are convening the AGM on this e facility only. So we give shareholders 5 to 6 days for e-voting. So before the like suppose this annual general meeting is held on 25th, so on 24th the e-voting will get closed, and and then at the day of the AGM also we are providing the e-voting facility. So after when the AGM is suppose ending on at 7:30, so by 8 within half an hour the scrutinizers unblock the votes, and then within 12 hours we have to give proceedings to the exchanges. So there are many time bound compliances which we have to follow for the organizing an AGM. Okay, anything
Okay,
else you
thank
want to
you,
know?
ma'am. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Just a little question, like how much long does this whole process last for before the meeting?
Before the meeting, so before like we are in April, so we have already started working on the annual report. So
Okay,
since it is amongst the top 100, so top 100 are required to hold AGM within 6 months of the with close of the year. So we are planning to convene our AGM in August. Okay,
okay,
so from now onwards the preparations have started. We have we have started negotiating with the vendors for the annual report related work. A major compliance has come now, that is BRSR, business responsibility and sustainability reporting. So
yes, ma'am.
that in itself is a very wide project. So we have been working on BRSR since last December, so it happens throughout the year. So there is no, I think there is no specific
Okay,
starting point for it. We keep working throughout the year for this one day event.
okay, ma'am.
Yes.
So the next question will be followed by Unnati Agarwal.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Unnati.
Ma'am, so my question is, how do you ensure that the meeting is conducted according to the company's bylaws and relevant regulations?
Okay. So before the meeting, we prepare the checklist for all the items. Which suppose, like I said, if there's any appointment is required to be placed before the board for approval. Suppose one whole time director is required to be appointed, so we prepare a separate checklist for that. So what are the disclosures to be taken from him before appointment, then what intimations are required to be given to stock exchanges after such appointment. So we are well prepared for that. So many checklists are prepared, and we get some checklists from the auditors as well, the secretarial auditors. We get some kind of advices from them, and we keep the team that the team keeps itself updated about the bylaws. So suppose if there's any change in any law, so it's discussed, and then we take note of the same. So I think the checklists and all, they help us a lot while taking note all the compliance. And there is one software also. We have a software of Grant Thornton, which also helps us in telling us the compliances. So it gives us some prompts, like if the quarter is ending or the board meeting is coming. So it gives us the prompt that this compliances is due, that is the deadline, you have to ensure this. So that also helps.
Thank you, ma'am. So next question will be asked by answers.
Okay. Yeah, and Rose.
Hello, ma'am. So the question, ma'am. So my question is, after the meeting, how do you ensure that the minutes of the meeting are accurate and reflect all the decision that is taken in the meeting?
Okay. So basically, what's happening after the COVID? The meetings are being recorded. Okay, and give me just 1 minute. Okay. So the minutes are being recorded now. The meetings are being recorded nowadays. So what happens is the report, the recording of the meeting, that is maybe a Zoom recording is handed over to the to one of the team members. Generally, in our team, it's handed over to me, and then I go through the recording, and then we maintain we maintain a transcript kind of a thing, and then basis discussion with the board, it is finalized that what is to be minuted and what is not relevant to be minuted. So in that way, we ensure that nothing important has been missed out.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Next question is by Krish Garg.
Hi, Krish.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is regarding legal aspects. So, what are some of the common legal issues that a company face?
Legal issues. Okay, so legal issues from SEBI perspective, I can tell you that nowadays what is happening is, suppose there is a deadline of reporting some kind of intimation within 30 minutes, and we miss it by 1 minute only. Suppose there's any technical error arising on the SEBI portal, and we are not able to file that intimation within 30 minutes. So it is treated as a non-compliance. Okay, so then we become answerable that why it was not reported to the stock exchanges. And now what is happening, as per regulation 30 of this SEBI LODR, some orders are required to be reported to the stock exchanges within 24 hours of receipt of such kind of orders. Suppose some GST, some income tax commissioner has given us some GST order in which we have to submit some amount of GST to the authorities, and that was received maybe on a non-working day, suppose on a weekend. And when we came to office on Monday, like we work for 3 days from office, so Monday was a work from home, and Tuesday we came to office, and it came to our desk on Tuesday. So then it would be treated as a non-compliance because we did not intimated it within 24 hours, the guideline. So we are facing these kind of legal issues which are coming from the timelines which are prescribed by SEBI. So nowadays we are facing these kind of issues.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the next question will be asked by Rashi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so ma'am, my question was regarding the corporate governance of the company. So I
Mhm.
wanted to ask, like, how do you ensure that the company is complying with the corporate governance best practices?
Okay, so corporate governance practices may what we generally do is like we benchmark our practices with our peers, maybe with the companies which are getting corporate governance awards, maybe from ICSI, that is our Institute of Company Secretaries of India. So we benchmark our practices with those companies. We see that what kind of non-mandatory compliances they are doing and what extra they are doing which are over and above the mandate. Okay, so in that ways we are able to we are able to like see that what is there that we are missing out and what else they are doing. We also take note of the scorecards which are given by the BSc and NSC. So we go through the BSc scorecards on a periodic basis, and we see that what modifications we can do in our practices, what how we can revise our policies so that we can get the maximum scores as per that BSc and SC scorecards. We also see the guidelines which are provided by proxy advisory firms. There is one proxy advisory firm called IIAS. So IIAS releases some kind of guidelines annually. So whenever we are, suppose if the AGM is coming or we are doing any kind of postal ballot, so we go through their guidelines that what disclosures they are recommending as a matter of good corporate governance. So we try to disclose such kind of information in our reports so as to get the maximum CG points. Okay. Hope that
Yes,
answers.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Like the last question we had was regarding your experience. Like, how was your experience been while attending different meetings, and as well as your experience as working as a CS and your knowledge as working as a CS?
Okay. So I am not the company secretary of InfoEdge. I work in their team, but my manager, who is the company secretary, she was on leave. She was on maternity leave for a period of 6 months. So during that period, I got the opportunity to attend the board meetings of InfoEdge. So it was a very nice experience because you get to know the thoughts of such kind of people who you cannot interact usually. Like they have so much wide experience. They are IITians, IIMs, and they are some of the board members. They have so many patents in their name. So when you get to know about their thoughts, their ideas, so that is the next level experience. You get to know so much about what is happening in the economy and some of those topics that you generally don't touch upon. And from the compliance perspective also, when you listen to their thoughts, so you get to learn a lot, because they only talk about like on the topic like sustainability, business responsibility, corporate social responsibility. So it's a lot of awareness and a lot of professional development when you listen to their thoughts. But it is a lot of responsibility also for the company secretary, because they ask you, they rely on you. Because many directors used to ask me that suppose we are amending any kind of policy, so they used to depend on us. Like suppose there is some kind of non-compliance as per PIT regulations, so they used to take our views that what are your thoughts on this, what kind of penalty in your opinion should be levied on this person. So it creates a lot of responsibility, but it is a great learning experience when you get to know such kind of people and you work with there are two Padma Shri awardees also in the board. So when you listen to their thoughts and you sit with them, it's a next level experience. And but it is very it's a huge responsibility as well, as I could understand. Okay. And
Thank you so much.
company secretary, it's a great career for the because it directly transforms you from the classroom to the boardroom. Like the from in our university, the professors used to say this, and I have experienced this, that yes, this happens. It transforms a student to a professional, this degree.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your insightful messages and insightful information in this
Thank
within
you
a
so
very
much.
short time. You are appeared and you are so keen to. You are in a busy schedule and you appeared for our meeting. And thank you
No.
so much. We are so grateful
Oh
for
yeah,
this
the
meeting.
pleasure is mine. It was very nice.